Marcel, where are you going with that disc? You are not putting that on again. Marcel, okay, if you press that button, you are in very, very big trouble.
Attention. Everybody stop what you're doing. It's time for The Unwritten Rule, a Mizzou sports podcast brought to you by the Believe Network, alongside Payton Haverman and Kenny Van Doren. Here is your host, Jack Knowlton.
Welcome back to The Unwritten Rule presented by FanDuel. Today is Monday, July 6th. We're on to the final season recap of the Eli Drinkwitz era. Our great series is coming to an end because we've caught up to the present. We have 2025 left to rank, Payton and Kenny.
That is, unless we want to do Kenny's idea of pre-ranking 2026.
Ooh, that could
guessing what'll be the most and least enjoyable.
That could be in play. I like this idea. Perhaps we'll roll with that in a future episode for this summer. But in the meantime, with 2025, Mizzou went 8-5 this season, 4-4 in the SEC. They lost to Virginia in the Gator Bowl. This was, of course, Bo Perbula at quarterback. Came over from Penn State to replace Brady Cook. 1,941 yards, 11 touchdowns, 9 picks. He was sacked 23 times.
Yeah, he sucked. Let's just get that out of the way. He was bad.
Yeah, there will be a good amount of Perbula talk, which will be interesting to dissect as we go through these games. This was, of course, also the Ahmad Hardy breakout season. 1,649 yards, 16 touchdowns. Just a tremendous year after he came over from UL Monroe. One of the best transfers in the country. And then, of course, Jamal Roberts right behind him had a good year, 753 yards. He had 6 touchdowns. Receiving wise, Kevin Coleman Jr. fully took Luther Burden's number and led the team in receiving, 732 yards. I only scored the 1 touchdown. The touchdowns were very spread out for Mizzou in receiving. Brett Norfleet had the most with 5. I kind of didn't really clock that when I think back, but there really was not one guy, which is probably fairly poignant to how Mizzou didn't end up winning a couple of these games that we'll talk about. Defensively, Josiah Trotter had the awesome season, 84 tackles. He had a couple of sacks as well. Sack leader on the year was Damon Wilson, who of course is not with Mizzou anymore, now with Miami, which does bring me to another idea I thought of that I have not shared with either of you two guys, and that is doing a preseason all transfer team, almost like a Tigers in the Wild. But we just talk about all the players who have left Mizzou before the season started and maybe do some forecasting for them with Bo Perbula, of course, joining the team that Mizzou lost to in the Gator Bowl, Virginia. You've got Damon Wilson at Miami, Marquise Johnson at Mississippi State, some others. So maybe that's a future episode. But 2025, interesting year for Mizzou. And Payton thinks there's going to be a debate right away here as we go from worst to first in the game rankings, because we're going to start at the bottom. There are 5 defeats to talk about. I guess I'll just throw it to you, Payton. What was the worst game of the season for you?
To me, I think there is debate here between 3 games. I don't really Oklahoma and Virginia were bad games. Like, those were tough to watch. But I don't think they're the worst. I think the debate goes between A&M, Vanderbilt, and Alabama. And for me, it has to be Vanderbilt at the worst. That was such a chance for Mizzou to really, really. Were they going to make the playoff if they had won this game? No, because they probably weren't going to beat Texas A&M, and I still kind of doubt they would have beat Oklahoma. But for them to have a chance to spoil Vanderbilt's dream season, Drink can get people off the ridiculous complaining narrative about him never winning top 10 games, like he's not the Missouri coach and he should be winning them all the time, apparently. And for it to go down the way it did, you got that just a horrible showing from the offense once again, because, by then it was like 3 weeks in a row of really uneven play from the offense. You get the gift that was it a Damon Wilson interception or a fumble recovery in the second half? against Vanderbilt. I don't remember 100% for sure. Either way, you get a short field, you get down to the 1, you have 4 chances to punch it in. Not only do you not do it, Bo Prabula gets hurt. We thought he was totally done for the season, and they don't score. Missouri's defense still keeps them in it. Zollers actually, I thought, had his best performance of the year in this game. He looked really good to me. That throw to, oh my gosh, why am I blanking on his name, Kenny? The freshman. Jude James, yes. Was such a nice moment, but it just wasn't to be. Missouri couldn't get off the field on the last drive against Pavia. They go down and score. There's the Hail Mary that comes up short. Just so many moments that you wish you could take back. And I mean, it wasn't technically over per se. If they had gone and beaten A&M and then won the rest of their games, they would have made the playoff, but that was never going to happen. I mean, Vanderbilt was effectively the end of their playoff hopes. Just a very, 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 maybe the most painful loss under Drake. I think you could make an argument that it usurps the 2022 Auburn as like just excruciating loss.
It's a good argument.
I'm okay with like either Alabama or Vanderbilt being at the bottom, and I think from the perspective of the Alabama game, like there were opportunities to win it. They go to the Marquise Johnson being open and then kind of getting frustrated, and that was starting to see the downfall of his time at Missouri, and everything spiraled from there. Just overall not the best quarterback play. And, Zollers too is like, that was like the talk of it. You had a bye week after that, then you go and play Texas A&M, and, there's all these storylines of, how is he going to do? His parents were in town for the game too. It was just all these different things in motion. And then just ended up not being the best game for him, like whatsoever, against the Aggies. And, the A&M has Mizzou's number. I don't think I'm ever going to take Mizzou to beat Texas A&M unless something terrible happens in this Mike Elko era. But just right now, it's just so hard to even choose Mizzou against A&M at football. But I'm fine with either game being at the bottom. I think from the Vanderbilt perspective, right at the end of the game, I think there was just like the feeling of, that the Hail Mary attempt, and then you just don't get it. I think it was like quick too. I think everyone just got off the field immediately. It was a huge win for Vanderbilt too. Was it 10-11? Is that what they were?
They went 10.
No. The ranking. So Vanderbilt was 10. Was Mizzou 11?
It was 10 and 15.
15. I remember this game. People talking about. Oh, this was game day too, wasn't it?
Yeah. I mentioned that, and people were not happy for Vanderbilt. Game day.
Yeah, I remember there were questions too for Drinkwitz in this one. How do you approach this? And he played the underdog card still. Wasn't Mizzou favored in this one too?
I doubt it, to be honest. But let me see if I can find it.
I don't remember.
Yeah, it's not on ESPN.
Kenny, I'm gonna make you split the vote because I have Alabama as my worst one and Vanderbilt second.
I think altogether this Vanderbilt game was just brutal to begin with. Everyone kind of imagined Bo Prabula was done for the year. You get carted off the way he did. I know he wasn't even having the best season with Missouri, but that's the guy who came in. You already lost the other quarterback that was in the battle on the one play that he played in week 1. I think there was just so many things wrong with this game, and the feelings around it afterward. And it just this is what kind of spiraled the rest of the season as well. So I'm fine with Vanderbilt being last with Payton.
Oh God, I forgot Mizzou had a missed field goal from Robert Meyer, who was just a horrible player. I mean, just bad.
That was that was the real kick in the teeth moment for me from this game, was they missed that field goal, and then Vanderbilt in one play got that 80-yard touchdown run. Yeah. And that's just where it felt like it was going to go sideways, and still Mizzou dragged you back into believing all the way up to a Hail Mary at the end of the game to maybe win it. I'm fine with putting this last because I actually think the context of a game we're going to talk about way higher on the list makes the Alabama game feel a little bit more excruciating to me. This was just like, I don't know, it was a chance to kind of knock off a college football blue blood in a down year, and just had no answer for Ty Simpson. Bo Prabula, this also felt like this was some holes started to emerge. He threw a couple dumb picks, I remember.
That's putting it real mildly.
Yeah.
Both of his interceptions were, I couldn't believe my eyes when he threw them both.
He had some horrific ones, and that's where I think that like the cracks started to show. It made the Sam Horn injury feel a lot more painful because, and we'll talk about it. It really felt like there might have been a battle there, and then we never got to see it because of he got hurt on one play. But I don't know, that felt like a real opportunity to get kind of like a statement win. It would have made them, I think, 6-0.
Yep, they would have been like probably a top 8 team.
Yeah.
Right?
So that one I think is a real close second, but I'm fine. I'm with your reasoning to put Vanderbilt right at the bottom. I do think Texas A&M is next, just maybe by. Is there a case? Oklahoma, I just remember being a real painful watch.
It was a bad game. That was a game that really, like, if Drink was undecided on Link by then, that got Link fired. I mean, that game, like, where on the first field goal attempt or PAT or whatever it was, goodbye, Kenny. I think we're going to have to pause because he just closed out of his tab.
Weird.
Wait, you're gone. You're in the void.
Yeah, you're just
Have you fallen in a black hole?
I'm just a black screen.
Yeah.
What did you do?
All right, Kenny's returned. He's made his triumphant return after falling in a black hole. You were talking about Eric Link, Payton.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. We'll get more into A&M in a sec, but just on this game, I mean, another just rotten. For as good a year as Hardy had, I would really have loved to have seen how good he would have been if the interior of Mizzou's line was a serious unit in the run blocking at times, because, man, his life was a living hell in several of these games. He did not have a good game here. They stuffed him really well against Auburn, I remember. A&M, I think they actually had a good day running the ball against A&M, but there were some of these bigger games against better opponents where the interior just did not hold up. And I mean, that kind of, I was pretty vocal. Like, Tollison totally took a step backwards. He probably was not 100% healthy. Piegler and Judice were both newcomers. Piegler, it was his first time starting ever. And that showed sometimes. Oklahoma was just a really wretched game. I mean, it ended in fitting fashion where Missouri goes for it on a 4th down. Almost is able to hit a deep ball for a touchdown to Kevin Coleman. It goes out of his hands. By then, we kind of knew what Mizzou was. They just did not have a great offense. And there were probably some pretty larger scale changes coming. But yeah, I mean, this was just kind of more of the same. I didn't expect them to win this game. So it didn't bother me as much as like Alabama and A&M, because A&M was just a drubbing. Like Kenny said, I'm not going to take Missouri to beat A&M as long as Elko proves that he's still a decent coach. Zollers was dreadful. I mean, they just had him totally rattled. The running game was good. I mean, they did give him, I mean, I remember Roberts had some big runs. Hardy had a good day. But it was just clearly Zollers was not ready for the moment. To be fair to him, he was never expected to start this season. Really, I don't think play much football at all, but wound up having to start a few different games. It was just a no-win situation, but A&M, I mean, they just clearly have Drink's number at this point in time. I don't think there's any way to dispute that. So that's just kind of how I view A&M. It was a bit more annoying than Oklahoma to me, just because it was, again, embarrassing. It was at home. And that effectively did take Missouri out of the college football playoff.
I think I go back and forth, Kenny, with like feeling more do I feel worse about just being flat out embarrassed by a really good A&M team, or do I feel worse about like watching this Oklahoma game, not really ever feeling like Missouri was going to win, but they weren't embarrassed necessarily. Like, they weren't ran off the field. They had a chance. And so you're just like, you're kind of forcing yourself to keep your eyes on the screen, even though you just want to turn away because it's still so ugly. Like, I go back and forth on which one was worse. And I just remember I went to a Mizzou bar in Chicago for that Oklahoma game, and it was just such a sad, like, Dennis Gates was there, we chatted it up. And that was probably the best part of that game. So you know what? Maybe for the fact of hanging out with Dennis Gates, I'll put Oklahoma above A&M. But I just like, I evaluate, maybe I'm the opposite of Payton, where I'm like, sometimes just getting like pasted by a team is almost like a little more relieving. You just know the game's over. Versus Oklahoma, you're like, oh, here we go. They have a chance. How are they going to screw up this drive and this drive and this drive and, just shoot themselves in the foot? That's maybe my case for Oklahoma being below A&M, but I'm not gonna push too hard either way.
And then go ahead, Kenny.
Yeah, at this point, even during that week, it was pretty exciting to, see the stories about Zollers and, a guy who missed most of his senior season due to a lower leg injury. And now he's coming in for a guy who suffered nearly the same injury, and he's going through the same process. And now he's going to do it as a freshman in college. And, last guy to do that, you go through all the lists and see all these different starters. But I think there was still a feeling that this game was not going to go in Mizzou's favor, and Texas A&M defense was also really good as well, especially up front. My thing that I've kind of come to on this season is we've talked about these losses. This was like the true ending of that honeymoon phase of Drinkwitz turning the page at Mizzou and winning the Cotton Bowl. And, you go into that next season and, there were opportunities probably to be a playoff team, but, you still go out, you win a good bowl game against Iowa, Big Ten team that had a nice season as well. And then this year, I think they just realized they just couldn't stick to the same plan. They feel like they've scrapped the, something to prove, this, kind of underdog mentality. Now it's more of this mentality of, we want guys that want to play at Mizzou, the Mizzou way. We're going to try to retain people. We're going to switch up the offense. We're going to get someone like Chip Lindsey who brings a different kind of scheme. They moved on from Eric Link, which, you never thought would actually happen just with how close he is to with Drinkwitz, and he came over right away. So I think that this season really opened a lot of eyes and on this Mizzou staff of, we can't just keep doing the same thing every year. And you saw that with the quarterback competition as well. The Drinkwitz named his starting quarterback after spring football. That's unheard of for him, especially. And I think this season was just another opportunity to just turn the page. And that's why I think this next year, they've learned a lot of things, a lot of these mistakes, even with new faces across the defense and the new quarterback as well. This season as a whole and these losses, I think, have changed the trajectory of where Mizzou wants to be and what Mizzou wants to be.
It's a fair point. And good, because I don't really want them to take the losses in either format. Really, it's as excruciating as Vanderbilt and Alabama felt at times. Those at least were like, going blow for blow for a team, whereas you felt like the offense kind of just trotted out there and were waiting to give the ball back to Oklahoma or A&M. But
that is the thing about Alabama. There were moments of pretty good stuff. That opening drive was a beauty. But that was just kind of the mantra of the season as it went on. Just more and more holes started to show, and Missouri just didn't really show any solution to fix a lot of it, because a lot of it I just don't think was fixable in season. I think Perbula kind of proved to be kind of what he was, just not probably good enough for SEC football. Zollers clearly was not ready, but yeah, you make a good point, Jack. As the season went along, the offense just got worse and worse. It made some of these losses feel even more blah.
With that said, I think Virginia goes next. I think it's just the same as Oklahoma for me. I remember I was watching this game on my phone at a bar in Wisconsin when the Packers were playing the Bears. I think, Payton.
No.
I think this was it not the Bears?
They were playing the Ravens that night.
The Ravens, my bad. I had the wrong game in mind. But that's what that was on the big screen.
So.
Say that again.
They lost, and it clinched the division for the Bears. So. Yes.
And so that was going on the big screen where I was at, and I'm meanwhile watching just this awful game on my phone, and same thing. Just Mizzou had felt like walking out there, just waiting for them to give the ball back to Virginia, but they were still in it late. still gave me a reason to like not turn my phone off and just forget the rest of the game. Matt Zollers went out and got to play in a bowl game, which again, great experience for him. Like, throughout this season and when he had to play, there were some moments that do make me excited for when he eventually gets his turn fully, but just another blah. I could forget. Where does this rank in the bowl games for you guys? Maybe that's the good question for this game among the Drinkwitz bowl games. Is this like
the
third
best loss?
Is it the best loss?
Look who was on the field. I mean, everyone left. Yeah. I would never want to relive going to that Armed Forces bowl game. And
I had fun at the Armed Forces bowl game. The Gasparilla Bowl was pretty wretched, I will say. That sucks.
You don't 2020, the 2023 season doesn't happen without losing that game.
Oh my god,
to Wake Forest
guy in the D-Rob photo.
The D-Rob photo that Drinkwitz stole from me.
I think it is a tough ranking, but I think it is third. I think you guys are right.
I'd have it second worst, to be honest. I think I'd have it above Gasparilla, below Armed Forces.
If Brent Brown completes that pass to Daniel Blood, this game is above the Music City Bowl for me, because that is a crazy
that would have
ending.
been one of the craziest endings I've ever seen.
Great point. Great point.
No, but like just kind of on this game, I mean, it was just like it was probably the last audition for Zollers to kind of stake his claim to maybe start the next year. He wasn't ready. He did not play well in this game either. It does suck because the first drive for Missouri, their opening script was great. A 7-play, 74-yard drive ends in a nice touchdown for Jamal Roberts, which, by the way, they said ended in a Javen Richardson PAT, which is not correct, obviously. But, then you have an 8-play drive that gets into UVA's, like, right outside the red zone. They're at the UVA 26. They turn it over on downs. And man, they just really, they had that missed field goal later on. I totally forgot about that. Oliver Robbins, jeez. Virginia had some long drives. 19 plays, 75 yards for a touchdown. They had a 7-play drive that took 3 minutes that ended in a field goal. The whole, that 4th and 1 downs, I remember that Zollers had where Hardy wasn't on the field. People made a big deal because Hardy was like talking to the coaches on the sideline. Not a fun win by any means, but it wasn't, or not a fun one by any means, but end of the day, you weren't, I wasn't expecting too much. I did kind of expect them to win, but it was what it was. It was unfortunate. I would have liked to have seen them win this game, but because Virginia was a damn good team. But it wasn't the end of the world that they lost this.
I thought it was going to be like super high scoring too. After the first touchdown, I was like, okay, this is going to be 35 to high scoring isn't high scoring for this Mizzou season, maybe like 35 points just because how good that run game looked on that opening drive. Do you guys remember Kevin Coleman almost didn't play in this game? He was like extremely ill.
Yeah, I do vaguely remember that.
I do remember that, yeah. Nick Rodriguez, 15 tackles, man. I do kind of remember him flying around. This was his best game of his career, probably.
That was a breakout.
Also helped.
They have Sam Horn with a tackle, by the way.
Yeah, who was 21 on defense?
I don't recall anymore, but yeah, what was really unfortunate was didn't Zion Young play in this game? He did. Him and Damon Wilson played, and they did not have good games. It was not a fitting ending for those two. They were like invisible for way too much of this game. Virginia did a great job against them.
I remember that being a
Trotter.
Yeah, no Trotter. I do remember that.
Injury.
That sucked.
I remember that being actually a talking point amongst us, I think, was that it would kind of suck to not see Zion Young and Damon Wilson really do anything in what would be their last games. Well, so there's the kind of stink of the season. So, yeah, we went Vanderbilt, Alabama, A&M, Oklahoma, Virginia as the losses. The next three, I think you can rank in whatever order you like. Though to me, there's a clear bottom. It's the three, quote unquote cupcake games. So 61-6 over Central Arkansas, 52-10 over Louisiana, and 42-6 over UMass. I'd put Central Arkansas at the bottom of that list simply because you get the Sam Horn injury, which just first of all sucked for him. A guy who just could never get going because he just was never healthy, and it also, it's a real sliding doors what if moment where if he does stay healthy, does he beat out Perbula? What happens? Kenny's shaking his head no. You don't think it was ever a battle?
No, I don't.
I honestly, seeing Bo Perbula actually play, I think it was probably, in Drink's mind, not completely settled.
I'm of the same feeling.
Because Perbula was not a good player. I'm sorry to be so blunt, but he was a bad player. There's just no way for me to put it other than that.
I think Drinkwitz really wanted it to be a battle. I think he wanted Sam Horn to have every opportunity. But the way that they set it up too, wasn't it? They were going to switch it was the halves again, wasn't it?
Halves again, yeah.
Yeah, it's never. I mean, history repeats itself. It was the exact same kind of approach they took the past 2 years before that. I think I would have. Well, they're also in that. I mean, you lose your kicker, and that was.
Yeah, Blake Craig got hurt in this game.
Yeah, and that changed everything for Mizzou too. They did not have a backup kicker. I would put Louisiana above UMass just because of Ahmad Hardy's 250 yards. And that game was, I don't know if you guys remember, it did get moved because it was too hot.
That's right, it did. I'd personally rank it UMass at the bottom, Central Arkansas second, and Louisiana at the top. Just because I was at UMass and it was so boring. The most exciting thing was that Tommy Locke threw a pass, and by then I went with Knowlton to this game, and Knowlton had left, so we didn't even see that. But, I mean, Perbula had that, ridiculous string of completions, which is really funny because if you were watching this game, I thought Perbula had a pretty bad game. He went 26 for 29 or something like that. It was not a very good 26 for 29, in my opinion. Probably as ineffective at 26 for 29 could be. Again, not going to harp too much. They were clearly just trying to get through this game. But I don't care enough. You can keep Central Arkansas below it because, again, Perbula won the job by default. And Blake Craig got hurt. But it was a fun performance from Perbula. He had some really fun circus plays. Had me dreaming a bit. Hardy had his first ridiculous moment. Trotter was awesome in this game. So was Jeremiah Beasley, which was really exciting for me. I'm still a believer in that guy. And they hit, Perbula's first throw was the deep shot to Marquise Johnson. So, and Louisiana, like Kenny said, the Hardy 250, he could have broken every record he wanted if Mizzou wanted him to. Perbula did have his first interception, and it was not a good one. But it was also a real FBS team as well, so I'll give a little tiny smidge of credit for that to keep it on top of the other two.
I'm going to go Central Arkansas, UMass, Louisiana. I think
that's totally fine. I'm not going to put up a fight on that one.
Yeah, it's just losing Blake Craig. I can't put anything above that. Or it has to be at the bottom of the wins.
That really did. Robbie Meyer. There were some bad players on this team. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, I'm excited for healthy Blake Craig this season. It's just. Oh.
Do you remember? Here's the stat lines for the two quarterbacks that played against Mizzou in Louisiana. Daniel Beal, 1 for 8, 5 yards. Lunch Winfield, 1 for 6, -1 yards.
I forgot about Lunch.
Wow.
That's brutal. I forgot about Lunch Winfield. It's
Marquise Davis, 20 carries, 113 yards, and a touchdown in this game. He also had a long run that kind of made me think he had no juice. He was just a running hard in the straight line kind of guy, but doesn't matter now. He's gone. Doesn't matter to us.
Could be on the freshman or the transfers episode. All right, we've got the 5 wins left against the Power 4 teams. Mississippi State, Arkansas, South Carolina, Kansas, and Auburn were those games. I won't lie. I've got this in a couple. I've got this in 2 tiers broken up right now, but I want to know how wrong
Same.
I am.
Well, I have 3 tiers. I have 1 to me that's clearly number 1. I have 2 in the second tier where I thought they were just really damn good wins. And then 2 that were just like, if you didn't win this game, that was going to be really bad.
Exactly. I think we have the same list. I really
Yeah.
do. And I could flip. I mean, those bottom ones I do not care.
The bottom 2 you could flip for me. For me, I have Arkansas last, personally.
That's
Because
fair.
for one, I was not really this is probably the least I've ever sweat an Arkansas game. I know you guys mentioned in 23, like you never felt like they were going to lose that game after Florida. And I agree for the most part, but there's still that nagging part of me where I'm like, there is so much on the line in this game still for Mizzou that if they lose, they would still. So I was a little worried about that. This game really was kind of bowl positioning at this point. Like maybe Missouri drops to like Liberty Bowl or something if they lose this game. It was just dreadful because Hardy had a great game, and I think he broke the single season rushing record again in this game for Mizzou. But Bo Pribula fumbled a ball trying to throw a screen pass. I have never seen anything like that. I really haven't, let alone from a guy that was starting for an SEC team that could have, honestly, it had the defense to make a playoff run for sure. And again, my prophecy that I predicted in 24 of Drink's going to be shaking Bobby Petrino's hand by the end of the year came true this year. He did shake Bobby Petrino's hand after this game. Arkansas went like 2-10, I think. So for me, that is the worst game. I mean, they didn't, after Pribula fumbled that, they refused to throw the ball. They had to get rushing touchdowns, and they had to get a punt return touchdown. It was so clear that they were done with Bo Pribula. I could not even believe it was being discussed in some circles that Pribula could be back. If you watch this game, it was over. It was over. They did not want anything to do with Bo Pribula after he fumbled that screen pass.
It's funny to look at the passing yards when you go from high of 231 at Oklahoma on the road. Next week at Arkansas, 25, and then the high end receiving was Brett Norfleet with 13.
I'm in agreement, Peyton. The Coleman punt return touchdown was awesome. That I remember being very fun. Otherwise, yeah, the fumble was just a gross game. Like it was a bad game. Arkansas, I think, missed a field goal and fumbled like 1 or 2 times. Like it was just a really bad Arkansas team against, at that point, like you said, a Mizzou team that essentially just had a running back doing all of its legwork on offense. And counter to that, I have Mississippi State above that.
I do too. Yeah.
So the Mississippi State game was actually kind of wild. There were 2 pick sixes in this game. The first of which was flicked up into the hand of I think it was Toriano Pride, if I'm not mistaken.
I think it is, yeah.
And then Marvin Burks said the other one. Toriano Pride also almost returned a field goal for a touchdown. That Mississippi State that was blocked. This game was actually kind of entertaining, which I feel like most Mississippi State games have been pretty forgettable. Also came against a very bad team, but Zollers also had a dot to Alubade that I
had a couple really nice moments in this game.
Yeah, the throw to Alubade, I just was like, I remember gushing over in particular. And so this game was actually kind of fun.
That's a good reminder. We forgot to mention this about the Alabama game when there was a really good pass to Alubade on the right sideline. Do you guys remember this? Or was it the Kansas game?
Was it the
Kansas?
Yeah, I think you're thinking Kansas.
Okay, we'll get to it.
Alubade had moments against Alabama too. I mean, he had the 4th and 3rd or 4th and 10 catch on the last drive. He had the touchdown when it felt like it was over, and then Bo Pribula happened, and the rest is history. But
I have a story for that Kansas game. Then that we can save it.
Well, we'll get there, I'm sure. But I mean, on this game, This was in a sea of incredible Ahmad Hardy performances. This is the best one, 25 for 303. This is his finest hour. He had just so many, I don't even remember if his biggest highlight runs kind of came in this game, but I mean, it was just clearly his best day running the ball.
Was this when he was on his back?
No,
that was
it's
South
not.
Carolina.
South
Auburn?
Carolina.
South
Carolina. I'm sure he had one really good one against Auburn too, I remember. But this was also a notable game to me because every time Mississippi State rolled out Blake Shapen instead of Kamario Taylor, it felt like a gift because Kamario Taylor was clearly their best player, not even quarterback, their best player, and they just weren't using him. Also, this game, to me, despite all the weirdness and all the fun Ahmad Hardy stuff and the pretty good Matt Zollers moments in it, it's most memorable to me because of the Tom Hart, like, Fortune 500 comment that came towards the end of the game. I totally thought Drink was out of here after that happened. Of course, that didn't wind up happening, and I think Missouri is better off for that. But very interesting saga for a lot of this game. Missouri had so many sacks.
For as bad as some of the Bo Perbula interceptions were, the Blake Shapen picks in this game are criminally awful. It was wild. He just threw it. There's one they go over where the guy's just running the little drag route and it's like a 5-yard throw. And for some reason he just waits and throws it. Like the angle they show makes it all the less flattering, but it looks like he's throwing it to Missouri on purpose. It was terrible.
Who was the edge rusher who transferred to Auburn? Nate Johnson. Didn't he get kicked out of this game?
Yeah.
I do kind of remember that.
Got ejected, I think, for an accidental steering, targeting.
Was it a targeting? I think there was a targeting. I do vaguely remember that. So I think those two. I think that's a good order for those two. And then so we've got 3 left. We're down to South Carolina, Auburn, and Kansas. Three I think really kick-ass games. I'm gonna feel safe in saying I think South Carolina is the next one.
I haven't even settled it in my mind, really. I think I'm gonna have to agree with that. But man, going into this game, I was jacked up. I was like, I want to kick their ass for what happened last season. I really think this would have been game day had South Carolina not lost the week before. I really did. I almost have to put this above. I'm not going to put it above Auburn because Auburn was probably better, but this was so gratifying to win this game. It was the only good game Robert Meyer had this season, and he might have even missed a kick.
SEC Freshman of the Week, I think.
Yeah, he made the kick that essentially sealed it.
No, Payton. He didn't miss a field goal. He missed the first extra point he tried.
Yeah, so even his best game had that happen. No, but this game was just sweet revenge. I mean, I took this game like as serious as Kansas almost. I'm not going to say quite there, but I really wanted them to win this game. It felt like a big game going in. And they went out and, I mean, they were clearly the better team. What kept South Carolina in this and also kind of kept kicking them in the face was the performance of Lenore Sellers. Because, I mean, he made some flat-out superhero throws, but he also, on that 1st and goal in the first drive of the second half, took the worst sack I've ever seen. I mean, it killed their drive. So he was kind of a dual-edged sword in this game. He was my Heisman pick going into the year. He got sacked a ton too. But yeah, Hardy had another great game. I remember that was the one where he spun off the guy's back for the touchdown. He had another really good one I remember at like midfield. But yeah, this was a stellar game. Perbula had like some really big plays late with his legs. Yeah, this is a very fun game.
I forgot that this South Carolina team could not do anything on the ground. Looking at these numbers, Matt Fuller, 2 carries, 7 yards. Oscar Attaway. I don't even know some of these guys. I was at this game. I know Faison he had 6 carries for 5 total yards.
My God, people talked up Faison like he was the next Barry Sanders. That guy was a nothing burger.
Payton, for the record, Kenny, you can keep going. I think you put it perfectly. This felt like an encapsulation of Lenore Sellers' season for me. helped in part by some of just like boneheaded plays in the secondary by Mizzou. I think it was the first Carolina touchdown that he threw where it was Catalan and Norwood just like don't know who's covering what zone, and he just lobs it in there for an easy touchdown. But you're right. For as like underwhelming as he was throughout the year and sometimes in this game, I literally watched the highlights and remarked to myself, like, man, we couldn't do anything against this guy. But then you look at his stat line and he's 18 for 28, 302 and 2 touchdowns. It's solid. It's not like, Heisman level good, but very, very weird year and game for him.
It's a really bad South Carolina team in general. Really bad South Carolina team in general.
Yeah.
That seems to be a theme.
You guys remember the A&M game? South Carolina and A&M?
Yeah, when they blew a 30-3 lead, 30-0. Yeah, they were bad.
The cop that got in trouble for
yeah, I do remember that.
Coach or whatever.
Mm-hmm. No, it was a player.
It was a player. Yeah, he got. I think. I don't know if he kept his job. I know he got sent home.
He got taken off the games. I know that for sure. I remember.
Yeah, if you do remember as well, South Carolina was ranked number 11 in the country the week before. They lost by 24 to Vanderbilt and dropped completely out of the rankings. So Missouri did not get homecoming like I think they probably would have.
It was an important win. I think
trophy game.
There, Payton.
Don't forget about that. I really, really wish this game was a permanent rivalry, but it is not.
So, you said there's a clear 1-1. I think you're right, which means we'll talk about number 2 first, and that would be Auburn,
That would be Auburn, yes.
23-17. This game ended in 2 overtimes. Best remembered probably by a national audience for before the overtimes with Zion Young and his comments toward the Auburn.
He was fired up.
Captains. He was fired up, and it was great. And just a man. I don't. Is this to me? I feel like I remember just. It felt like Auburn was spamming mid blitz every play on defense and just trying to come after Bo Prabula and sell out to stop Hardy as best they could. And Mizzou just kind of gutted out a win against a very weird Auburn team at Jordan-Hare in a very weird place to play. It probably didn't feel as sweet maybe from a historical standpoint as South Carolina or a recent historical standpoint as South Carolina. But man, this was a nice one. This was a nice one to get.
Yeah, if you remember, I mean, Drink after this game, like got up and like stood on like next to Truman and like did the fired up the band. He mentioned like he's had a lot of people get fired, like a lot of his coaching mentors get fired from Auburn. I think he even mentioned like 2022 was as low as he's ever felt in his coaching career. So I think his, like, maybe to us, it didn't feel quite as significant. I think it did to him, though, to go into a night game at Jordan-Hare, which, I mean, Auburn could be 0-11 coming into a game, and I wouldn't want to play a night game at Jordan-Hare. That place is a nut house. Very cool play. Kenny loves it. We have the inside joke about Kenny just loving Auburn as a place in general. I will admit, Jordan-Hare is really damn cool. I do like that place a lot. Yeah, that's the photo I was talking about. And yeah, people didn't like that Drink did that, but there was some added stuff behind it. So, what do you have something to say on that, Kenny?
Yeah, I mean, comparing him to Nick Saban in general, just weird. Yeah. I mean, people are just find any reason to just hate on the guy. I mean, I think if we weren't, covering him or talking about Drinkwitz, maybe we'd think he's weird. But we've accepted it. We know he's weird. It's just who he is. He's just a different guy.
Love to have, hate to play. That's who Drinkwitz is. To me, this game is like.
I don't care if that personality is corny. At least it's something.
Yeah, I'm with you. It's better than having someone like who Auburn had at this point in time. To me, this game was just about like a lot of little contributions that kept Missouri alive because it felt like at any moment Auburn was going to break away in this game in the second half. They had a bunch of big completions to Cam Coleman. They had a bunch of their field goal, their kicker situation was as bad as Mizzou's in this game, if you remember. They were trying to have McPherson work, and he was clearly not healthy, and was just missing short, missing wide. I felt bad for him because he had a really bad leg injury, and they were just trying to make it work with him.
Really bad, that's. I think that's putting it nicely. Didn't he have
didn't he almost have his
severe illnesses after this? Yeah.
I think it was something more than it wasn't just a routine injury.
It wasn't like a football field injury.
Yeah.
It was really bad, and that would just kind of goes to show the state that coaching staff was in at that point, so that they were even trying him out. But Bo Pribula did not have a great game, but he makes that huge throw in double OT to Kevin Coleman. My favorite unsung play of the season, maybe just in Drink's tenure, the Marquise Gracial blowing up a play on 3rd and goal from the 2 or the 1, drops him for a 5-yard loss. That Auburn couldn't even think about going for it at that point. That was a play that to me helped Mizzou win this game directly. And of course the pass rush, after a while, it helped. They were playing Jackson Arnold, who hangs on to the football for 5 centuries, but the pass rush was getting home constantly. Zion Young was just a beast in this game. It's funny to see Langdon Kitchen get into the backfield there too. Josiah Trotter, I remember he had an awesome game. Very, very fun game. Not to watch per se, but a very gratifying one to come out with a win in. It was just a drag-out fight that Mizzou had to come out with.
Didn't Trotter jump over a running back?
Yes, I think. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Actually, he hurdled the running. I think it was Jeremiah Cobb on the blitz pickup.
Mm-hmm. My favorite part about this, because it's in hindsight, there were 2 tacklers two defenders for Auburn who had 11 tackles leading the team. One of them is Robert Woodard Jr., who is now at Mizzou, and Xavier Atkins. If you know that name, I think Payton does. He was once committed to Mizzou, and Blake Baker.
He's a great player. Did he transfer to LSU?
He transferred from LSU to Auburn after his freshman year.
Yeah, he's a good player. I do remember that because it was I remember at the time people were like, this guy's unranked, but I remember reading something about how much Blake Baker loved the kid. And then, he flipped to LSU. That's right.
Well said from both of you. The missed field goals in overtime, just the drama that Missouri can't ever seem to escape.
We got another Drink thought he made it.
Yes, that's right.
He ran off the sideline and went, what?
Yeah. Oh, that would have been another all-time clip. Which oh my gosh, we didn't mention it in Alabama. Speaking of all-time clips, shout out to Jalen Marshall.
Oh my God, yeah, we kind of glossed over Alabama and
forgot.
Ty Simpson, he just made some big boy throws, but yeah, Jalen Marshall should get a statue for stopping that Proctor touchdown. That would have been, in 5 years we would have seen that garbage tweeted. It would have been that time Caleb Proctor scored a touchdown against Missouri, laughing emoji. So thank you, Jalen Marshall. You saved our lives.
Yeah, that would have been terrible.
And hopefully he's a big part of the season this year.
Going back to Auburn, this too, it was also just satisfying. I remember they showed the sidelines because this was their scores in the games leading up to Missouri, because it was their 4th loss in a row. 24-17 to number 11 Oklahoma, 16-10 to number 9 A&M, 20-10 to number 10 Georgia, and then 23-17 to number 16 Missouri in 2 overtimes. They also lost in OT to Vanderbilt and lost to Alabama by a touchdown in this season. Just ultimate, could not deliver in the late moments when it mattered, even though they were in a lot of these games, despite having Jackson Arnold, who I agree, Payton, is terrible. Also, shout out to Jeremiah Cobb. You were great in the college football 26 video game for Coastal Carolina.
I'll throw one more thing in. There was another unsung play I wanted to mention. Bo Pribula, I think after a QB power or something near the goal line, lost his helmet and had to come out of play. Zollers has to come in. That's not an easy thing to do. even he handed it off to Hardy. So you'd think, oh, well, yeah, he handed the ball off. But I mean, having to be thrust in like that, I mean, making sure that you got your guys lined up on the line of scrimmage, right? That's not easy in that environment. So that's just a lot of small efforts, I think, helped Missouri win this one.
It's a very good point. Like, you look at the defense, and there's just contributors everywhere in this game.
Will there ever be a normal Mizzou-Auburn football game?
Nope.
It doesn't seem like it.
No kidding.
Does not seem like it. And that brings us to the number one game, which was always going to be the number one game of the Mizzou season. Missouri 42, Kansas 31. The play that has the, I think, pantheon of plays contribution, if you're going one per season, from Drinkwitz with the Jamal Roberts touchdown to ice it with 2 minutes to go. It felt like the season was over after the first quarter, Payton. And then this team dug deep and won the game. You guys both in attendance?
Well, Kenny works.
Yeah, but you were both there.
Of course I was.
Yeah, I was. Yeah.
I'll let you go first then, because I watched this game on television, and I felt like I was there with how nervous I was. But yeah, I mean, you talk about gratifying wins, gratifying comebacks. There's so many things you could turn to in this game, but it felt like it was a disaster from the beginning, and they pulled it out.
Yeah, I mean, like you mentioned, it felt like the season was over after the first quarter. I mean, you get the 3 and out, I think it was, or maybe Kansas punts. Then you get the long Hardy touchdown. Immediately, the momentum is stalled because Robert Meyer misses the extra point or has it blocked or something. It was not good, whatever happened. Missouri was only up 6-0. Kansas comes back down. They score. Perbula fumbles on the next drive, I think. Yeah, and it got returned for a touchdown. 3 and out, punt, and then, yeah, I think that next drive is when Kansas hit like a huge – yeah, they had the 50-yard touchdown on 3rd and 9. Or not touchdown, 50-yard to set up the touchdown on 3rd and 9. But – I mean, credit to Drink, and maybe he was kind of forced into this because he got just so rattled by that first PAT miss. He coached, I think, maybe his best game in this one. They worked from behind by 15. He was aggressive all day. I mean, he went for it on like that 4th and 9, which is where that famous Alubide catch came in. I'll let Kenny mention his story on that one. I thought Kirby Moore was cooking up some beauties in this one. The 4th and 3 touchdown to Kevin Coleman was a slick design. The second touchdown to Brett Norfleet was an awesome design that got him free. Hardy actually, like, the numbers are fine, but he actually was definitely the second running back in this game. He got more carries, but Roberts was way more effective. I remember Hardy put the ball on the turf once or twice as well. Daniel Blood on like a 3rd down had an awesome catch on another great design. I'll be honest, I was starting to dream some big things for Bo Perbula after this game. He played his finest game at Missouri by far. It felt like just a really feel-good moment. Drink coached his ass off. There were so many fun things in this game, like that last drive of the half that went 4 plays, 84 yards, that got Missouri to steal 3 points. I went to this game with friend of the show, Max Baker, and we were so confused why Missouri was not just getting out of Dodge and getting to halftime down 3. That 50-yard pass to Coleman, I mean, they needed 1 more second of a held block, and that's a touchdown. But I do think Drink made the right call by just kicking the field goal there, just steal the 3 points and get out of there. And it all worked out in the end. I mean, again, I cannot say enough good things about how Drink approached this game. He approached it like it meant something. He approached it with aggressiveness. He felt like his team was way better, and he went out and showed it. The other sideline, Lance Leipold, every time I see a list with him above Drink, I'm going to point out this game because Leipold coached scared that he did not coach this game to win it. I thought the edge in this game really came down to coaching more than talent.
That's an outstanding point, Payton, because that was like like it felt like Jalen Daniels was going to be super scary, and he was for a little while.
He was for a good portion of this game, yeah.
And I remember like one of my main takeaways when we recapped this game was like he was just parked on the sidelines. Like Mizzou's offense just managed the game. They controlled the time of possession, and like you said, they were like aggressive, but in a way that like controlled the game instead of just tried to rip points off on every play. Like, and they played some defense with their offense. They just kept him on the sideline and didn't let him go do some of the scary stuff he was doing in the early part of this game. Kenny, your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, for lack of better terms, I thought this team sucked. I thought Mizzou was just awful. Like, I thought after when they go down 21-6, I think I turned to Kyle in the press box and I was like, wow, we're covering this team this year.
For a long year.
I was like, this is over. Like, this team is terrible. And I think they showed a lot of poise, a lot of maturity in this game to just not really let that bother them. They responded really well. And it's not just like Jamal Roberts was the better runner. This is the game that established him as like, oh, he can run the ball. Like, he is not just a pass blocking machine. He can go catch passes if you need him to. No, this guy is an actual runner. And I think this is the one where you realize, oh, there's a two-headed monster in this backfield. All the talk was around Ahmad Hardy. What would happen if they weren't going to go after Ahmad Hardy if they had Kwan Lacey, and so the questions of who's going to be behind him, and Jamal Roberts proved that he can do more than just block. And I think this was the game that did it. I think there's a load of photos. You guys don't see this as much from this game. Any photo you have of Ahmad Hardy is probably from this game or the Arkansas game. It just gets used so much because those are two of his best games of his career. And after this one, I mean, in 2024, he never went over 100 yards. But in this one, this was his first game ever. Went over 100 against Texas A&M. Went over 100 against Arkansas. 753 on the year. I mean, that's a good year.
You're
for
talking
RB2.
Roberts, right?
Yeah, still Jamal.
Okay.
The numbers were great. The funny thing too, ESPN's gotten a lot better at this. If you're watching with us on the YouTube, you can see the pass where it shows, like he went 50 yards. It's very funny. I think this ball probably traveled 3 yards in the air, maybe.
Oh,
I mean,
right.
I think it went a little further than that.
Okay, it's just it was more so. Yeah, it was more so just the drag and then running. Can you guys see my cursor or no?
Yeah.
Yes.
And then he just went almost went the whole way of the field.
Yeah, he had to arch around.
Yeah,
He ran 85 yards to get 50.
What was the Olubide story you had?
Oh, yes. I don't know if it was for an advertisement or it was an off-season thing that Mizzou was doing. And they were looking at some old plays. And I'm pretty sure they told Olubide, do not say the quarterback's name or the offensive coordinator's name. It was a play on the right side of the field.
I know what you're talking about.
Offensive coordinator called a great play. Quarterback had a great ball. It's like, you can't say Bo Perbula or,
Yeah, I do recall that. No, but last thing for me on this game, shout out Mizzou for playing Mr. Brightside as much as possible. And quite frankly, I was scared. I was petrified when they played it right before Kansas's drive following the second and the touchdown that made it 35-31. They played Brightside again. And credit to Mizzou's defense. They went out and forced a 3-and-out. Now, granted, they totally got beat. Emmanuel Henderson just dropped a ball he should have had from Jalen Daniels. And then, man, that, like I said, Leipold coach is so scared. That punt was, I couldn't believe it. There was 3 minutes left. They needed to get 6 yards. They just drew up a perfect play. The guy just didn't catch it. It happens. I could not believe they punted that ball.
I remember being stunned by that too. Watching at home, the E-man drop. I remember Emmanuel Henderson because he was an Alabama transfer and covered him the year prior, and thought he could have really been something at Kansas, and they didn't really get him involved in this game. And then he had that chance, dropped it. They punt, and I think you nailed it, Payton. It came down to coaching. It was an awesome win, and the Jamal Roberts run with 2 minutes to go cements, to come out of the 2-minute warning and then just have that instantly where you're like, okay, just don't put the ball on the ground, be conservative. And then
I know I was thinking once he got the first down, I was like, just don't go out of bounds. Don't go out of bounds. Don't go out of bounds.
Yeah. You come out and get that knockout punch. That truly felt pretty special.
Then Dalen getting the pick. He always
Yep.
He has a knack for these dagger picks, man. The one against Tennessee, had one against Kansas to end the year, or end the game. Fun game. That was a hell of a game. That was a great game in a rather ordinary season.
A very interesting season in a lot of ways, but the games at the top were truly quite fun, and this one definitely the best of the bunch. So there you go, the 2025 season in the books. We've now ranked every game of the Eli Drinkwitz era thus far. So let us know down below if you want a pre-ranking of the 2026 games and maybe something to revisit. The other thing, pre-ranking was not the right word for that. A ranking, preseason ranking of the games. I don't know. The other thing that we didn't have we visited our hot takes for the 2025 season yet? Have we gone through those?
Do that right now if we haven't.
I think we should do that at some point.
Are they anywhere?
We don't have to do it. We don't have
no,
to do it.
they're definitely on the dock, right?
No, I don't think so anymore.
Oh, we don't have them anymore?
No, we
they're
we have them. We have them. I'm looking at them. Wait, no, these aren't it.
All right, we'll have to find
superlatives.
Why would we have deleted those?
I'll find the episode and we'll revisit.
Probably just in the episode.
Yeah, we'll revisit that in another summer show because I realized we haven't done that yet, and that would be funny to look back.
Pretty sure one of us took.
I took Olubide over Luther yards. I remember.
The best one is Kenny taking that Zollers would have like one pass attempt.
I said over one pass attempt. Yeah.
Over one pass attempt.
I think I took Khalil Jacobs to lead the team in tackles.
We'll look back. We'll look back on them. We'll reflect. We'll do that as a follow-up to the 2025 season recap. But for now, we've got a couple more things to chat about, which we'll do with our Tigers in the Wild and headlines over in Quick Hits. All right, quick hits time. We'll finish out the show. It's been Kenny and I the last, 2 times for just the Daily Dozen. Now we have all 3 of us. We've also just recorded for an hour just doing the recap. So how are our brains feeling? Do you think we can snap into trivia mode or now?
I feel good. I'm loose.
Okay. All right.
I
good.
feel good.
We're not washed. That's good. We're going to get 6. That's my prediction. Boom.
6.
Wow.
Kenny's got a new hat on. Everything. We're gonna rock and roll.
Changed it up. NFL. Who Dey is the mascot for what AFC team?
Great start.
Who Dey think gonna beat them Bengals?
I like the Bengals. I wish they had a better head coach.
College football.
Better
Ryan Grant, Darius Walker, and Julius Jones all played running back at this school in the 2000s.
Shoot. Back to square one. Ryan Grant.
Not Alabama.
Packers running
right?
back.
Is it Alabama?
No. You're thinking of Julio Jones.
Yeah, I honestly, I'm not
Texas?
sure.
Might honestly be right.
No, I don't think it's Texas, to be honest, but
Can't even find it.
Oh, UT. Texas UT at the top.
No. We'll do it. Will we do it? Should we do it?
If it's not right, what is it?
I don't have a better guess, but I don't think that's it.
Right.
Yeah.
NBA. What Western Conference All-Star guard led the NBA in three-pointers, made 3 straight seasons from 2018 to 2020?
Clay?
I would think so.
It's
Probably not Steph. I feel like Steph would have been way longer. But I don't know. That's kind of getting late for Clay.
Whom else? 2018 to 2020.
Clay got hurt in one of these years.
That's a dark age in my brain.
Wasn't he? Did he get hurt in the finals?
Who in the world was good in 18 to 19? It wouldn't have been
Harden?
You could be right, Kenny. It could be Harden. But no, Harden, no. He had too much trade saga stuff.
When was Harden's MVP year? 2017?
2017?
I think it was 18 because wasn't Steph
You want me to put Harden?
It's your team, man. It's when the NBA ended for you. You were a fan at this time.
But
James Harden.
Wow, it was Harden.
There we go. I'll take that one.
Retail and shopping. What is the largest sporting goods retailer in the United States? Is it Dick's?
Gotta be Dick's, right?
Okay.
Or
Should we just
Academy?
think? Yeah, make sure it's not a trick question. I don't think it's Academy.
I think it's Dick's. I think
Yeah.
I think Academy's more southern. I think Dick's is everywhere now.
Yeah, I feel like it's got to be.
Don't
we go.
overthink it. I see
Okay.
Dick's House.
We're
I
halfway
think
to
they
6.
changed the name. I think it's Dick's House of Sport now. Not Dick's Sport.
No, that's a specific type of store for them. I know this
Weird.
because I have someone close to the situation.
Celebrity mashup. That's
What in the world?
I know the guy is. That's he was really popular like 2014.
Kevin.
Can I look up a
James.
movie to get it? Because I know it is.
Sure, it's our show. Do it.
Wedding
Don't
Ringer.
accidentally do it on the shared tab this time.
The Wedding Ringer. It's Josh Gad. Isn't that Josh Gad?
I
Sure.
have no idea. I don't know who the face is
I can't
either.
tell who the face is though.
Miley Cyrus.
Cool.
I was right on Josh
nice.
Gad.
1 for 2. 1 for 2. All right, we still get
Beverages.
6. We're not out of it.
In 1985, Coke introduced this version where they retooled their classic formula for a sweeter version, but was hit with massive backlash. Just
Isn't
new
it
Coke.
like New Coke? Yeah,
Yeah,
New
it's just
Coke.
new Coke. Television. Following vampire werewolf hybrid Claus Michelson, the CW series The Originals was a spin-off of what other CW show?
My Babysitter's a Vampire.
Vampire Diaries.
Is it something vampire related?
I have no.
Vampire Werewolf
Maybe it's working
Hybrid.
the Vampire Slayer. I have
What's-
no.
What's that really popular, like Supernatural?
Oh,
Maybe,
yeah.
maybe.
I'm just gonna do that.
Go for it. Is that a CW
It's
show?
the only show I can think of. All right, incorrect.
We gotta get these
Movies.
last two.
Before playing Kevin in Home Alone, Macaulay Culkin was John Candy's nephew in this 1989 comedy directed by John Hughes.
I don't know.
Is this Planes, Trains, and Automobiles?
Sure.
Maybe. Was
It's
that
only like
1989?
John
I feel like
Candy
it was
movie I
even
can think
older.
of.
I have no idea. Man.
Go
At
for
that
it.
time.
That's a good. That's not a bad one. Road Trip? No.
But why would he have a nephew? Like John Candy's character is like a guy who doesn't have any family, so I don't think that's
Do you
right.
have any other guess?
I should know this.
It's definitely one of these. Like it's definitely another Christmas
Yeah, it's like one of
vacation movie. I know it's not Planes, Trains, and Automobiles because
those. It's not.
Should I just do
Airplane.
it?
I
It's
don't
not
have a
Airplane.
guess. So I mean,
Airplane?
Oh, I got it.
what is
because
it?
you looked it up.
I looked it up because I did know it, and now I'm mad that I didn't.
Just say it. Let's
that
say
I
we've
didn't-
got five.
Didn't
and
think of
you
it.
did.
It's Uncle Buck. You guys ever seen Uncle
Alright.
Buck?
I know what it is. I've
Never
never
even
seen
heard
it.
of it.
Uncle Buck.
Didn't we
Music.
get like 2016 Cubs relievers or something, dog? This is lame.
Blow a kiss, fire a gun. We needed somebody to lean on. Our lyrics from this 2015 Major Lazer song with over 2.5 billion Spotify streams.
It's a good song.
Isn't it Lean On?
It is Lean On, yeah. Yep.
Double dip?
I
Should we try
don't
college
know
football
really
again?
any of
Just
them.
Oklahoma.
Throw another question in there. Throw another team in there.
Oklahoma, maybe.
Oklahoma State?
No, I feel like I'd have heard of the running backs from there.
Oklahoma State?
Let's go through
No.
some blue bloods. There's like Ohio State, I don't think
Wisconsin. RBU.
None of them played for Wisconsin.
There's
Unless I just
Florida.
lived under a
I
rock
don't
or
know.
something.
Florida doesn't,
They're
that
not a
doesn't
blue
sound
blood.
all that bad.
Alabama.
Let's do Florida.
Florida's a
Gators.
good one.
Florida.
No,
No.
All
incorrect.
right, what do we got?
You correct answers.
Only
College
10%
football was
got
Notre
NBA.
Dame. Oh,
Oh,
man.
Notre
Oh, Julius
Dame.
Jones' son just committed to
Ryan
Notre Dame.
Grant, I should have known
Oh
that.
my gosh.
Sobel's not going to be mad at you.
Ryan
Oh my
Grant at
gosh.
Notre Dame. I should have known that. That's bad that we missed that.
I think Julius Jones actually had two sons just commit to Notre Dame. That's not
Oh
good.
well. What's next? Celebrity match.
Celebrity matchup. The woman was Jennifer Love Hewitt.
I don't even know who that is.
Yeah, you do.
What's she in?
What is she in? I know what
Party
you
of
did last
Five.
summer.
I know what you did last summer.
I still know what you did last summer.
Oh, she was in the Garfield movie.
The Garfield movie.
That's what I know her from, actually.
I would have never gotten her in a million.
Jennifer Love Hewitt hates Mondays.
Love. She plays
Television. The Vampire Diaries. Yeah.
It was the Vampire Diaries.
I mean, I had no idea. I didn't know if that was a
never
CW
seen
show.
either of those shows.
We overthought it. I can't believe only 10% of people got NBA. Harden was really good then.
People probably went Steph or Clay.
Yeah.
Man.
Probably thought it was a layup.
Kenny, you should feel disrespected for that, honestly.
Why?
He forced his way out of his city, but he
You were
still
a
likes
fan.
it for some reason.
You were a
Dallas
fan,
Keuchel went and just got more money, and Kenny hated him for it.
You don't say this about Zach. Zach, you asked Zach like 2 days ago.
Zach didn't watch baseball back then, Kenny. Let's be real.
No, I'm talking about the NBA. You asked him who his favorite player was. And he said James Harden. And you go, oh, yeah, makes sense. That's what you said.
Well, look, Zach is Zach. All right, I don't want to fight Zach.
Tigers in the Wild. Kenny.
Summer League roster. Didn't even know the NBA was still going on. Looks like they're still trucking. Yes, Sean East, the
Not
second,
gonna be about a year and a half.
is on the Cleveland Cavaliers Summer League roster.
Ernest Uday there too.
There are some
Xavier
great
Lee.
names on this roster.
Payton, Xavier Lee.
Xavier
44.
Lee, Riley Minks.
Boy,
I remember
that's
Riley.
me. Get your cold.
Get your cold cuts. Get your cold cuts.
Malik
I remember
Thomas,
Riley Minks very well. Jackson Robinson from Kentucky.
Naquan Tomlin.
Malik
Ugh.
Thomas. Ernest
Oh,
Uday.
Rayshon Agee. I didn't even notice that.
Rashawn Agee is on there. Yeah.
I wanted him to be a Tiger.
There's some great names on the Cavs. This is one of the best parts about Summer League is just looking at these rosters. Congrats to Sean East, though. He's had some really good. Or did they misspell? They misspelled Rashawn Agee's name per that comment. Guys, come on. Social media team.
Extra you.
Payton. Your Tiger in the Wild.
My Tiger in the Wild is going to be Jason Crowe Jr. Again, I'm going to set a record with him at this point. He's headed to the Chris Paul Elite Guard Camp this week in Las Vegas. Of course, Summer League is happening there as well. Maybe some crossover. Who knows? But the point is, Jason Crowe Jr. going to one of the best point guard in NBA history's camps certainly can't be a bad thing. Kenny, were you a big Chris Paul guy?
That was all right.
Big sliding.
Chris Paul guy?
What if I gave him my knee?
Big
Would I be
sliding doors
happier?
moment.
Scotty Atkinson also went to one of these Chris Paul camps in the past week. Went to the high school version.
Very nice.
There is always lists somewhere with guards and this camp. It's now been enough years where like there is a really good track record. So it's definitely not a underrated thing to note. I've also I have my scanners searching the internet sphere. I am seeing mock drafts, and Jason Crowe. People do not know where to put him right now in the 2027 drafts. I have seen him all over the place.
I saw him at 9 in one, and in the second round in another.
Yep.
I saw him at 29.
I saw him at 27. I've seen him.
I saw him
8.
at one. I think ESPN had one where he was at 29. Yeah.
I've seen him at 27. I've seen him at 8.
I think it was the Athletic that had him at 9. Someone had him in the top 10 or around there. I'd have to double check.
Chase Branham went to this camp last year and won it. He was the MVP.
Great.
My Tiger in the Wild. I'm going back to Summer League.
Good for him.
Kind of Summer League, but summer NBA transactions involving a Mizzou player. Tamar Bates signed a 2-way with the Utah Jazz. Exciting. Nice addition. I believe he is on their Summer League team. He did not play in their first game. I was going to check that actually with Sean East. I forgot to do that with the Cavs. So he's on a 2-way deal with Utah.
I think this is going to get used twice.
Is it?
What's the next quick hit then?
It's not about.
Oh, I just remembered.
Yeah, there you go.
No, good for Tamar Bates. I honestly forgot he was on the. I thought he was still on the Nuggets. So
It's a good spot. What?
Didn't he get hurt with the Nuggets?
I think so. I don't remember actually. Can't recall.
We don't fact check anything on this show. We just kind of roll with it.
It's a good spot for him though. I mean, Danny Ainge is a great GM. The Jazz are kind of on the up and up, I think, as an organization going into the year. So hopefully he can earn himself some minutes in the league. All right, headlines. What's the first headline, Kenny?
First headline. Oh my gosh, more Summer League. It's 2026 Salt Lake City Summer League Boozer Grizzlies score winning debut. No mention of this guy that I want to talk about in this article. So we're going to go to the box score. We're going to scroll all the way down. And there's a familiar name on there. Javon Porter played 2 minutes and 10 seconds in this game. Plus minus 4. Only stat in there. One turnover.
Summer League. Hey, he's on the Grizzlies.
Who else is on this team that I know? Oh, Jemai Meshack. That's a good one. Cedric Coward.
You don't remember Carson Cooper?
Not really.
Michigan State?
Big Ten. Well, I'm just messing with you.
Walter Clayton?
Right, Walter Clayton. Why did he not play?
Because he doesn't need to. He's him and Kareem Lopez. He might be hurt, or it's just we don't play our guys who actually contribute a little bit versus someone like, I guess, like Boozer's going to play a lot since his debut.
I love Taylor Hendricks. He's the one from UCF, right? Or is that his brother?
Yes.
Okay. I like Taylor Hendricks a lot. Big fan.
Yeah. It was probably he probably is dealing with a nagging injury, so they just didn't put him in.
Does this mean Javon Porter's no longer in the portal?
I think that would have to probably be it for him in the portal.
There's another Porter.
Justin Porter.
Justin Porter.
I don't know who that is.
I don't know who that is either. This is just the entire list.
The link, it went to nowhere.
That's just the list of all the players. Shout out Precious Achua, Summer League legend. Payton, your headline.
My headline comes from The Athletic. It's big news. How do you say his first name? I always call him Flo.
It's Folarin.
Folarin Balogun, available for U.S. men's national team versus Belgium as red card ban suspended. I have no idea why this happened. I am a soccer dummy, like I said, but it's good news for the U.S. His BS red card is not going to hurt the U.S. for now. He is going to run circles around the senior citizens that play for Belgium. And the U.S. is going to go to the Elite Eight.
I have a follow-up quote from a Balogun that I just got an alert, I guess kind of breaking news. I think this is from him. He thought it was AI when he first saw the post that it got upheld.
Flo Balogun?
Yes, he thought the post was AI when he first saw the news. Per this quote I just saw.
It's kind of crazy that he didn't know. Like he found out through someone else
first. Yeah.
Yeah.
Feels very like 2019 MLB trades esque.
So, any stories about that, Kenny? Anyways, why don't we?
So
I mean, FIFA, the whole rule with red cards, you can't appeal them. You can't appeal the suspension. However, FIFA can just choose to essentially kick the can down the road. So what the ruling technically is if he gets another, he's on like a probationary period now of a year. So if he gets another red card infringement, then the punishment for missing the next game will happen. So say he gets a red against Belgium, he won't be able to play against Portugal or Spain in the next game. It's very silly. So the same thing actually happened coming into the tournament to Cristiano Ronaldo. Ronaldo got a red card in Portugal's last qualifying game, which would have meant he was not eligible to play their first World Cup game, and they did the same thing. They were just like, we'll just put you on probation. It's all... If you want to do the whole... Is this
going to get enforced in a friendly or something down the line?
It could, but Balogun now has to commit like another like red card offense basically to like re-trigger the suspension. Would
he have a 2-game suspension by then?
I think so. It's another article in the FIFA rule. It's all a farce. FIFA's just so silly. But you know what? I'm glad it worked out in the US MNT's favor. And
Dalton, I'm putting you on the spot. Is the U.S. going to beat Belgium?
Well, you don't think so.
Give me a yes or no.
You don't think so, Payton?
What? I don't think.
You don't think? No.
I think they're going to beat Belgium.
I don't think so. What is this?
It's not what your best beat says.
Okay, well, we'll get to that later. I'll probably.
We're not getting anything later. That's not this show. That was Friday's show.
Yeah, we'll probably get rid of that. Knowlton, is the U.S. going to beat Belgium? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. Knowlton believes.
I do believe
that.
there are some.
Knowlton
I'm not
believes
going to
that
get. I won't dive super far. There are some aspects of this game that make me really, really nervous, but they can. They absolutely can. They can win. I'm excited for that game Monday night. And Payton's picking Belgium -110 on FanDuel.
I'm not. I didn't pick that beat.
Flo Balogun available. My headline of the week. We're gonna do a little bit more World Cup. Messi, Argentina nearly suffered historic World Cup upset from Cape Verde, but they fight on. Absolute World Cup instant classic. A couple of days ago, I had to, normally I try to keep it U.S. if I'm going to do any World Cup news, but this game was just too bonkers to not talk about. Argentina beats Cape Verde 3-2 in extra time. I want to preface this to you two guys, by the way. Goals in extra time do not happen very much, especially at the World Cup. Usually the extra time just plays out and they go to penalties. There had not been an extra time goal in the knockouts yet in this tournament. The fact that there were 3 is pretty incredible. Cape Verde, hats off to them. I mean, tying Spain, getting to the knockout at all. That's a nation of like 550,000 people competing in its first World Cup ever and very nearly knocked out the defending champions. After, by the way, the greatest player of all time scores a goal. Like, I feel like most teams are like, crap, we're in Miami and Messi just scored. This stadium's going bananas. Like, you feel the pressure and just roll over. And they answered in like 30 minutes. And that's incredible. This was an all-time classic that I very much enjoyed watching. Got to see a Messi goal. Got to see a near crazy upset. This would have been like Purdue Fairleigh Dickinson level is the best way to put it. If Cape Verde won.
Can I say something and not like? Can I just say something?
Sure. This is a podcast.
No other sport celebrates almost winning like soccer. Like, it is on another level. I know this is really cool for a very small nation, but I was watching it and I was like, they kept saying it after game. It's like, this is not about Argentina. All they announced, this is about Cape Verde.
Messi. There's
I know, but come on. Like, this is like
people. Their goalie's 40 years old.
What do you think? Like, do you think Auburn was celebrating after they almost beat Mizzou in overtime?
That's not
this past year.
Kenny, I'll agree with you in the sense that like the fact Argentina did gut this out and avoid this. I look at like how France kind of held off Paraguay in the same way. Like that's a good sign for them going forward in their next games. Like they were tested and they passed. It's a fair thing. I think when it gets to this extreme of a level, you celebrate a close loss a little bit more. But I don't think if the U.S. loses to Belgium in a 92nd minute winner for Belgium 1-0, we're going to be all gung ho that the U.S. was close. Like, just depends on the situation, I think. Same thing if like Mexico almost beats England. Like the Mexico fans are not going to be happy.
Does Cape Verde even have like a player in Europe or anything?
I think so.
What was that guy's name? The guy that scored the second goal for them. Lopes I don't remember his
I don't. Oh yeah, they do. Their left back who scored their first goal does. He plays in Turkey.
Well, like nobody in like the Premier League or anything.
No one at like that level.
Does the U.S. have anyone in the Premier League?
Yeah.
Who?
Anthony Robinson, Tyler Adams, both play in the Premier.
Isn't Balogun on Arsenal?
He was. He's not anymore. He came up through Arsenal's ranks.
Where is he now?
He plays in France now. Over for.
I know Pulisic is in Italy now. Yeah.
Yes, he plays for AC Milan in Italy. Balogun plays for Monaco in France.
Oh,
which makes no sense actually when I say it like that because it's not in France, but they're in the French league.
One of the goalkeepers for Cape Verde plays in the MLS. CJ Dos Santos.
Oh.
That wasn't their starter, was it?
No, their starter's Vlasinha.
The other two goalkeepers both play in Portugal.
There you go. Yeah, so they have a couple, but yeah, not nearly to the level of like an Argentina or even, the US.
Right.
It's pretty incredible. This tournament's pretty damn fun, I have to say. You never want to turn off a game. Look at how Belgium got to where they are. We'll see if they have the magic again. I hope not. All right, Payton, send us home.
Okay, 2019 National of the Week, Kenny. We're going to go with Hunter Strickland. I feel like I may have done him already, but I can't remember for sure.
Haven't, no.
I haven't? Okay, good.
No.
He appeared in 24 games with the Nationals. He was really not good. He had a 5.14 ERA. His FIP was even worse. Did not strike anybody out, gave up a lot of home runs, and walked a non-inconsequential amount. That all culminated in negative, or actually just a flat 0.0 WAR for him in B WAR, that is. So Hunter Strickland, Kenny, do you have a favorite Hunter Strickland moment? Because boy, we know he has had plenty.
Jack, this is trivia for you. Who is Hunter Strickland's arch nemesis?
It's a good question. It's a big name in baseball.
Very famous player. He was also a national, but not on this Nationals team.
Yeah, different national.
I should give it away.
Is it Bryce Harper?
It is Bryce Harper. They do
one of the
not
most
like
famous
each other.
brawls, I'd say, of our lifetime.
Oh, they fought.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'd say it's one of the most famous brawls of our lifetime.
I've probably seen it. I just don't remember.
It's the one where Bryce Harper throws his helmet, but I don't know if he just thought better of chucking it at Strickland or it just slipped out of his hand, but it goes way, way worse.
Oh, that's who he's fighting in that?
That's Hunter Strickland who he's fighting in that.
Might have been on the 4th of July.
Was that on 4th of July?
I remember they were in camo. Oh, it was Veterans,
right. I honestly
or
don't.
Memorial Day.
Okay, that makes sense.
2017.
A famous Hunter Strickland moment that I saw in person was that I've been to one World Series game in my life, and it was 2015 or 2014 rather, between the Royals and the Giants, game 2, because I lived in Kansas City at the time. Omar Infante had just hit a home run, I believe, and Strickland yelled at someone. I don't remember if it was Salvador Perez or who exactly, but he was like screaming something. There was almost a big fight in the World Series. And then Bruce Bochy, I feel like I remember him saying a quote like, I'm probably not going to use Hunter Strickland again this series. And then he definitely did use him again that series. But yeah, very colorful history for Hunter Strickland. He is now, or I guess he's not in baseball right now, but last year he did pitch for the Nationals, Kenny, or the Angels, Kenny. 3.27 ERA in 19 games. So not a bad outing. And Kenny, of course, loves the Angels Island of Misfit Toys. We'll move on to joke. Hunter Strickland, that's a fun one. I totally forgot he was on that team. But moving on. This one comes from our favorite TV series, The Today Show. Guys, this one's not super clever or anything. It's just like, oh, yeah. When does Friday come before Thursday?
I told this one on Friday's show.
Dang it. Did you really? Is he serious? Okay, I'll find another one. The answer was in the dictionary. Are you kidding me of all the jokes on this?
Yes, because it was for Friday. So I
Yeah.
thought it was a perfect one to use.
Okay, what do you we'll go with this one. What happens when doctors get frustrated?
I feel like I've heard this one before.
I don't know. What happens when doctors get frustrated?
When they lose their patience.
Good one.
That would be frustrating.
Yeah. It's a double entendre, I believe. That's how.
Mm-hmm.
There you go, Kenny. Use that in an article. Entendre.
Entendre. Yeah, we'll see it soon. All right, everybody. We gotta find a new series for the Mondays. Now we're all done with recapping Mizzou football seasons. Perhaps we'll start our diving into the position previews. We're getting real close to that time as we barrel toward the fall. So stay tuned. Thank you everyone for watching and listening. Subscribe on the YouTube, follow Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all the things. We'll see you all next time.